Guys, it's so like it's what's so weird is I can't tell you how many years it took me to just be able to see it live. Like I know when it's building out in candles, it's not near as clear. Like your brain just doesn't catch that this here is a large range. Like all this is a consolidation period. You consolidate and then you impulse out of it. That's all it was. And it's so hard to get like stuck in like me this morning. Like I was just full on the short the whole time. Even though my brain, like my eyeballs looking at the candle, know the sucker's loading up, but for some reason my brain wants to short it. And then we go to higher time frame, and like I don't know what it's been the last few days. Like I've been confused in higher time frames, like because this to me is an ugly candle. It's not terribly high volume. Let's see, there's 1.5 on that. It's not low. There's a million on that, and it's a big upper wick. A lot of sell came in here. But you got to remember, just because sell comes in doesn't mean like just because they put a liquidity in this right here. Don't get confused if I use green. I just use green for liquidity. To me, it's not a buy or a sell signal. I probably need to use like a purple or something, so it doesn't mean anything. Just because they put in the liquidity here doesn't mean that they're going to win. It's still an auction block. So what you got to do is look after the fact, right? If they put in so much liquidity here and there's so much order blocks here, why are they not taking it lower? Why is this low here still holding? And so you can't just get in your brain, and I think that's what's happened to me this week is I just get in my brain locked into with candle. Oh, there's liquidity coming off a doji. Okay, well, coming off an indecision candle, there's high sell volume. Like if this is all we're looking at, we don't have the future. There's high sell volume right here. So now we know there's liquidity sitting here. A lot more liquidity in here. So who's going to win this battle? Let's pop a anchored VWAP, and if we just kind of go candle to candle, okay, the buyers are holding their own. They're above the anchored VWAP from open. So this liquidity here, like this is the average price within the weighted average price within this candle. So this volume liquidity, they're above it, right? They're winning it, and they keep in the middle of it. They're basically fair market valuing it. So then we hop above it, right, and we test that liquidity, and it's still selling. Like sellers are still there. So if you look at the full picture here, what you're getting, okay, they're tested again. Sellers are still here. But what you notice is it's not selling off. We're not selling off. So what we did is we put in a low. If these sellers are so strong, why are they not able to push it below, right? Why are they not able to push it below VWAP? Why are they not able to push it below your EMAs? Why are they not able to push it down if they're so strong? And here we go, another test. And then what happens? Buyers step in. So if you look at this in this sense, it's an auction block, and these are tests. These are knocks, right? Well, you hear me and Juan say that all the time. These are knocks on the door from the market maker. Who's answering? Who's answering? And so what this was is it's a trap. They're trapping shorts in. Like these are they're piling them in, right? They're getting piled in. Look at them. They're getting piled in, but they're not able to take it anywhere. So if this in Anna cooling, if this was actually something, there would be a lot higher volume and moves happening off of it. So you would probably see this kind of move, like this volume step in, step down, then bring it back up. Step down, then bring it back up. But that's not happening. Like they held the low the whole time. The buyers held the low. They weren't able to push anywhere. So it wasn't as strong. And I lately have been getting caught off that. I don't know why I'm putting so much stock in it. I know better. I've read the daggum book 5 billion times. But it's something like with Wix that I've had to recently catch in my brain back testing. Like the last few days, I've put in hours of back testing of why this is happening in my brain.
Arby,
And yeah, go ahead.
that's that situation that Anna talks about is the low volume test, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's still one of those. That's like the only thing in the book I can't really wrap my head around yet, but you're starting to like bring light to it.
Yeah, and when I see it live, it's just like I think what's happening to me is when I see it live, it's not all that low volume. Like it's really not all that low volume. Like there's some volume to this. Like especially if we go to 1 minute and look at this. Like, look at this sell off. Yeah, this first step down was 80, and then the second candle was 170K sell volume. But if you actually take the time and think through this, these are lower volume, right? This move right here, which was like 3/4 the volume, higher, wasn't really able. I'm talking about, we're looking at the same size candle here, kind of like if we just drew this box and then we move this box down. Why can't I just freaking move this? This is talking about frustrating. Jeez. I don't know what's happening here. It's about to. Okay, I guess I can't move box today. Oh, maybe that's it. Maybe it's because it was so small. Yeah, okay. So look at this. Like, that candle is the same size as this candle, right? And that's all they were able to do. And then you get the next candle come in the same size, and it goes nowhere. So if you know VPA, what does that mean? Like, what do you get out of that? You get seller exhaustion, right? Like, that's all it was a test, and it's exhausted out. There's nothing left, and buyers are stepping in. So next candle up, bam, low volume, and they've erased it instantly. Right, this candle here with that volume, the same size volume on buy side, erased it. So that was kind of like a higher test of how, like, don't get so caught up, like, because 5 minute to me in the last few days, this would have really kept me out of the play almost. That wick right there would have kind of kept me out of play because there wasn't any lower wicks really being put in. And I had to go back to the drawing board because I seen it happening in my brain, and I see the plays happen, right? Like, then we get this play. Bam, we get the move up. And this wicked me out, lost out on the dollar move. All because, like, here's your wick started piling in, right? Piling in. So test. Can't go anywhere. Knock. Can't go anywhere. Market maker's trapping. He's pushing it up. See, your sellers left. Are there any sellers left? That's all this is asking. Any sellers left? That hence why the range. That's why you have this range right here. And then the impulse. They're out of sellers.
So when a market maker is testing, like in this case to the upside, would you want to see high volume to confirm that all those sellers are above, like that wick and above?
Do I want to see higher volume buys come in? Is that what you're asking, or higher volume sell come in?
Higher volume sells if the market maker is testing the top wick.
Yeah, well, if you just
How do
start
you
on
know
this,
if a test is good or not?
yeah. So we look at this one candle. Like, we take this one candle and look at the volume. So really, if that's not broken, buyers are in control. You know, if that's not broken, the buyers are in control because this was the highest one-sided volume we've had all day outside of opening, right? Outside of your opening few volatility candles. And we really, even if you come back to these two candles, like, we slap anchor on the first candle, like, as long as this is hold, buyers are in control. This is the highest volume candle of the day. It doesn't matter what this does, as long as this holds, right? But if you look at this one candle, like, that's the most volume one-sided since opening that's happened. I don't know. Let's go to 1 minute and see if it was the highest outside of the opening candle. Not really. So yeah, it's like, it's kind of even. And so, like, on the 5 minute here, like, if this isn't broken, buyers are definitely in control because it took all this to get here, and if they can't get past that, they're exhausted. There's nothing left. And so that's kind of the like, you don't want to buy long right after this candle. But when you get a few candles in and you start seeing, okay, they're struggling. They can't push us lower, right? They've exhausted. They had all this volume. Here's lower volume. The market makers testing and trapping long. Is there any shorts left? Because
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
yeah, answer the one question. if you have this line right here, and this is what every other Discord teaches, and we talk about this a lot with fair market value and ranges. If you have this line right here, what is this? What is right above this line? Right there, buy side stops. So if you're short, you have buy orders sitting right here to cover your position, right?
Yep.
Okay. So if we know buy side stops are sitting right here, and this is what the market maker is doing. So dummy move down, pull back. Well, let's pull a fib on this. All right. So I get in short in here. And this is what every retail does. We get in short right here. A lot of people in this room still have this issue. I know that. Like some days, this was my brain today. I didn't take the trade, but my brain wanted to go short. So I see failure. I see upper wick. I want to go short, counter trend, right? I know T Money struggles with this a little bit. Not to call you out, T Money, but like it's the same struggle I had going through trading. I had to get over this. If you're wanting to go counter trend and you're a short side seller and you trade downside better than you upside, like Jake and I, we're looking at shorting. And if we short here in retail trading, you've been taught to put stops above structure high, right? So buy side stops. That's what that is. That means if I'm coming in short right here, I'm putting a buy order right here to cover my position. So if it does push above, I cover my position to get out and minimize the loss. So by doing these tests, like here's your extreme test, right? Okay, dummy move, push down, pull back up, lower volume. So if we erase everything and we come to here, this doesn't look like a bad short. It really doesn't. Like you exhausted up high volume, buyer exhaustion. We pushed up, buyers failed to push it higher, sellers took control. Low volume pullback, bear flag. Now, it's not a bear flag because you have a top pole, right? But in retail's mind, this is what they think. It's the dumbest. Like I'm not calling anybody here dumb. This was myself. I had to master this. But that's what we think, and this doesn't look like a bad short. Top wick, top wick, top wick, top wick, top wick. Buyers are loaded. Sellers are loading, right? Because they are. It just ain't big money sellers. That's why there's no volume. It's retail short. And so when you go short here and you buy side stops, this is what the market maker's creating. So push it again, right? Dummy move. Trap more shorts. But guess who loaded? Guess who's starting to load it? See this? Now money is coming in. Smart money is coming in. And the reason the market maker does this, if y'all don't know this already, you probably do, is because when we break this line, there's so much liquidity from these stops to launch this. And all that is to create liquidity. Because when they break this, they need momentum and liquidity to move it up, right? So all these buy side stops are market sells. I mean market buys. So when you break this level, you're flooding the market at the most expensive price with liquidity, with sells at market price. So you get your lunch, right? Here's your pullback. And create it all over again. Like I don't know how long this goes, and we'll create it all over again. So that's all it is. And if you were to pull the fib, like your 5-minute fib from here to here, and you look at the whole picture, like the buyer's never lost control. Buyers never once lost control of this. This was all liquidity. Buy side stops. What happens? You break that, bam. You have some, and you also have short traders right here. Don't think there's not shorts entering right here that are trading false breakouts. So they go long, people short here. Same thing. Bam, and then it busts through, right? Look at the volume pickup. That's all stops. That's all like money got in down here. They're not buying here. Money got in down here. But when they made this move happen, this here, these short sellers covering to get out is what caused the squeeze. It's not because big money decided to keep pushing this right here. It's they created this squeeze right here. So when you look at the market as that kind of auction and that kind of game, you start seeing those things. And this week I really had to go back and rediscover that side of VPA that I've always known, because this candle right here scares the crap out of me. These last few days, I don't know why, this candle scared the crap out of me. Like, especially just in a market sentiment that the market shouldn't be going up. Like, there's no reason the market should go up right now. We had a shooting in Texas. We have a war. We have high gas prices. We have inflation, right? There's no reason the market should be going up right now. But that's the game, right? The big money's gonna make money. So that's what that candle is. That was a long explanation of what this candle is, but it's exactly what it is. If this is a real move on this size of a candle, you have no problem bringing it down. And what they're going to do is they're going to do this right here. So they're probably going to fake it the other way. They're going to do this, bring it down, create a dummier move, right? Bring it up. And then what are they going to do? They're going to create sell side stops. Sell side stops here from people that bought in the lows, right? Bought in the lows. And then they're going to take it up and dump it. And then when they dump it, they break that structure. That structure has sell side lows. That's what I was talking about earlier with change of character. Like, really, the change of character I'm looking for on a 1 minute chart is the 5 minute pullback. But if you get that break of structure, so let's say right here, see, this was a high. We broke that high, right? Made this the low. Now we break that low. So we have the change of character. So if we took this play right here, what the market maker would want to do, if this was real, like if this was going to go down and this upper wick was real, the market maker would want to flirt down here. He would want to flirt down here. And then he would come sweep this. And then dump. And that would cause, so right here you would have sell side stops. So all your people that went long right here, right here, right here, are putting stops down here at structure low. And then they take it back up, and this is where you start seeing volume pick up, because this is where big money's starting to short, right? Big money's getting positions. And then they're going to dump it. Here's your pullback, and all these now are sell market orders to cover positions. And so that would create the impulse down. So if this was true, this is the kind of more of a play you would see. They'd be trapping on the bottom side rather than top side. They wouldn't be playing fair market game on the top side. They'd be playing fair market game on the bottom side. And that's kind of something I've been looking at a lot with ranges. You can kind of get a picture of a range a lot better if you start looking at fair market value. So if we do draw that fib real quick from here, let's just do it on the 1 minute here. And so we have fair market values right here. Hey guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for joining us at Compound Trading. If you have a chance, like and subscribe or join us on our Discord. Thank you.